Hello comic book community, Longbox Love Affair here. I am doing a video specifically focused on covers and comic books that I have in my collection that are store variants. What is a store variant? So we all know that there are the standard covers out there. There are even variant covers, ratio covers that are available for a higher price sometimes at your local comic shop or on eBay or wherever. But there's also store variants, and that is when a specific comic book store, online or bricks and mortar, has an opportunity to commission a comic book artist to create an exclusive cover just for that store. So these are often sold on the secondary market at that store location, online or where have you, and you even see some artists getting in the mix of it, so that the artist stores that they have online are selling their specific variants, which are not available in comic stores. They're available online only through those artists specifically. So I have some books that are new to my collection since doing my last video that you have not seen yet that are store variants. And then I also have some books that you may have seen in a video or two over my time on YouTube that I just pulled out of my comic book boxes to showcase my point. So love it or hate it, store variants are here. Now back in the 90s, the trend was gimmick covers, holograms, chromium, foils, whatever. And a lot of people say that those contributed to the downfall of the comic industry in the 90s when Marvel went bankrupt and all sorts of different things happened. Now we have the gimmick covers. There may be a little bit less, but we're seeing quite a few gimmick comic book covers, which I will show you some of those right now. But we're also seeing more and more store variants, and there are some more obvious culprits than others. One of the artists that you see doing a lot of store variants, and he's actually calmed down quite a bit, is Scott Campbell. So Scott Campbell, for instance, this is one that I've kept in my collection, that's Domino #1. This is a tribute to Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. number, oh gosh, it's not the first issue. I think it's another issue of them, of his run. But I love it because it's just got the classic feel of a Jim Steranko cover, but Scott Campbell did this homage. We got Domino, we got Cable, we got Deadpool. But it was available exclusively through his online store, so you could not buy this in the comic book shop. This just happens to be one of my favorites, so I kept this one. But it was available in sets, so sometimes the way that the artists get you is you have to get the cover that you really want, which is probably the fourth cover in their line, you have to buy all 4 issues or something like that. So it's again a buyer beware, to know what you're looking for, know what you're willing to pay, and then sometimes you can find it on eBay after the fact. If you don't want to pay the full price for all the issues, look for the books on the secondary market afterwards. 2 books that from an artist that is really blowing up right now I have 2 books in my collection from her. It's Peach Momoko. She is probably the hot artist at this point, variant cover artist, I should say. Just signed an exclusive with Marvel, but known for her horror type of style. And so the first Peach cover I bought, and I only have 2, is this Thor #6, this Black Winter. And this was exclusive through several different online comic book shops. And I think I might have bought this from Golden Apple, but it was Golden Apple and maybe Comic Mint and a couple others that had a collaboration, both in America and overseas. So you could buy this comic exclusively through them. You could not buy this in the store. And then they shipped it maybe 2 or 3 months later. You could get this with the trade dress, which is the logo, or you could get it just as a virgin. And then even after the fact, after they released this, they had maybe a month later, you could buy the sketch version of this. I liked this better on the screen than I do in person. There's something about Peach Momoko's watercolor style, and I think I would have liked a little bit more color in this cover, even though I do love a stark white cover. The other Peach book just arrived today is this X of Swords creation. This is magic on the cover, and it's an oversized book. Apparently, so this was overly delayed. The store that I bought this from, and I bought it from Comic Mint, said that there was damage to the original print run. So the book was reprinted and it took a little bit longer to get to me. Pretty cool cover, very watercolor-esque. I think she uses watercolors to color in her books, her covers. I haven't seen her do any interior artwork, just a cover artist at this point. So I like this cover a little bit more. I can't say I'm on the peach train, but definitely pick them up when I see a cover that I'm interested in. And I should say that I am not a fan of store variants, to be quite honest. Typically, don't collect them. There's a lot of money to be had in or to be spent in purchasing store variants. So personally, for me, I collect books that are store variants that are either artists that I love, plus it's a cover that is really appealing to me, because I certainly have artists that I love that I do not buy their covers because I think it doesn't fit my aesthetic. I'm not interested in it. So those are the two reasons. I don't buy the store variants to flip them or anything like that. I'm not in that business. Purely aesthetic. But I also buy them if I love the series. So one of the series I've obsessed over is Something is Killing the Children. Something is Killing the Children #1. This is the first book I bought. This is actually a second copy that I bought from Midtown not too long ago. This is the Jenny Frison cover. And I remember picking this up off the stand when it came out and thought I'd give it a try. There's a lot of buzz about this book. And this is a virgin cover. And what I found after becoming a little bit more obsessed with these variant covers is that New York Comic Con had a black and white version of it, which is super cool, right? So I picked this up. It's super rare, hard to find, and paid a little bit for it. This is part of my early pandemic shopping. Found this on eBay a while back. So where it gets into the store variant theme is a store called Sancto Sanctorum Comics. I think they're out of Michigan, maybe. Don't quote me on that, but you could look it up. They do a lot of store variants for this series and for Boom Comics. And so they had this book. And you can see that it is a slight variation off of the #1 issue with blood on the cover. So I'm a little bit of a completionist, and I'm trying to get rid of those tendencies, but because it gets expensive. But I really enjoy these comic covers. I love Jenny Frison's artwork. She's someone I was really into. I cooled off for a while after Wonder Woman when she was doing some of those cover Bs, and then now I'm back on the Jenny Frison train. So picked those up. And so this last one is the store exclusive. This is just a convention exclusive. And then this is just a cover B. So there are variations to the variant cover world. Also, so remember that cover, I picked this up on eBay not too long ago. It took me a while to find it. But this is also from Sancto Sanctorum Comics. They don't have this anymore. This is a hard to find foil cover. I'm not even taking it out because I feel like the moment I touch it, it is going to bend. So what I'm probably going to do is just send this to CGC and see what it gets, because it does look very minty to me. These are super hard to find. That company also did a variant cover to one of the more recent issues. This is like issue 10 or 11. I believe it's 10. That came out not too long ago. And yeah, so this got shipped to me directly. I bought it on the cheap, whereas I did not buy this on the cheap. But they're super cool foil covers, harder to find. Anyone who watches my channel knows that I love comics that are a little bit more difficult to find in the wild, that are maybe a little bit more exclusive, but not necessarily store exclusives. Another exclusive that I think was a store exclusive because it has a certificate on the back. It's from Black Cape Comics. This is issue #2, the Joseph Schmalke variant. So this came in a set. I think this came with one of the other variant covers that I just showed. I bought it on eBay. So an added bonus. From Trinity Comics on Facebook, I also picked up this Something is Killing the Children issue, virgin cover. And Zoe I'm gonna butcher the name, but this artist who's done a couple of covers for them exclusively. I really liked this cover, so I wanted to pick it up from them. They have other iterations, other covers, other variants of this, and I just said, no, I'm just going to get this one because I like the artwork. Another store that does store exclusives is Midtown Comics. They're probably one of the larger comic book retailers in the country, have an online store, have many locations in New York City. This was probably maybe the first store exclusive I picked up is this Avengers vs. X-Men #1 with the Scotty Young variant. They had this. This was a little hard to find back then, and I think it still is hard to find. I showed this in a recent video because I got Scotty Young to do a Ghost Rider remark on the back at the most recent CGC private signing event. I do love his early rendition of all those babies, X-Men babies, Avengers babies on that cover. This is maybe, I'm guessing, one of his first times doing those characters as a variant cover. All right, I got some Venom Spider-Man books now. So I am enjoying Tyler Kirkham's artwork, but I do not love all his variant covers. And he's doing a lot more store exclusives. And on top of that, he's selling different covers on his website through his store. So one particular issue could have 2 or 3 different covers by Tyler Kirkham. But what I really enjoyed was this particular cover, and I debated picking it up, Web of Venom, Wraith. So this is from Comic Book Quest. They had this variant cover, and I think you could buy it elsewhere too. I think you could buy it off Unknown Comics. So there's these deals that these companies have in order to get these printed and out into the public, and obviously to get their money. But I enjoyed this cover. This is not a series I've been collecting. I did get the regular one and read it, but I do like Kirkham's artwork, especially on Venom. I have to say, though, his other variants for Venom that have been coming out the past couple months have been misses for me. So I have not moved forward and purchased those. But this one I thought was really cool. Probably one of his first Venom books is the most recent Venom series. So I picked up these at a local con not too long ago. I love this cover. I love the perspective ratio. I love the colors. This is the first null in there, although it looks like that's Red Goblin and not Venom. And then got the Venom corrupted symbiote. So those were hits for me for Tyler Kirkham. But like I said, I'm not picking up all of his books. Another X book that I've shown recently is this, I think it's Gerald Perel, Powers of X #1. This is the Rasputin character that we haven't seen since Powers of X, House of X, really just Powers of X. Be curious to see if they bring her back. But this was a book that was like $100 on the shelf at a local con, and I found it for about $35-40 on eBay not too long ago. So it just shows that sometimes if you wait, the covers will cool down. Not always, but sometimes. And then last but not least, I want to show off 5 books that I got from another store, Variants Department of Truth. I think this is the regular first issue with JFK on it. There's also a secret variant with Lee Harvey Oswald on it that was found in the stores. I believe this Frizzen cover was also in the stores. But what wasn't in the stores, you could buy from Sancto Sanctorum Comics. And I picked these up in advance. Later on, they charge more money for them, but I got a good deal when I bought them when they first started advertising. Picked up the grayscale one, similar to the Something is Killing the Children issue. Picked up with just a regular white with red on the cover. And then because I love Something is Killing the Children, I picked up the homage to that first issue. So these are pure spec books. I thought that was really, it's an interesting premise. It has a TV show written all over it, X-Files-esque, and I just love this cover. So I'm happy to bring those into the collection. I don't think I've shown these off yet. So yeah, I do have a love-hate relationship with store variants. I've really curbed my enthusiasm on all of those. And this is just a smattering that I picked up over time, but I've been really just focused on the current issues, really just focused on what I want to focus my collection on, which is not always the store variants. But like I said, when I find a series that I love, I really want to stick with it and try to complete complete it as much as possible. So thanks for watching. Yeah, if you're new to my channel, I usually show comic hauls. This is a pseudo comic haul because some of them are brand new to my channel and some of them are ones I pulled out to display a point about the various store variants that you can have from either artists or stores. Hope you enjoyed this. I expect this to be kind of controversial because some people have really strong feelings about store variants and how it's robbing the community. But to be quite honest, you just need to collect what you want to collect. You know, pick your genre, pick your series, pick your artist, whatever it is that turns you on, follow through with it and enjoy, because that's all this is about. It's just having fun, reading the comics, collecting the covers. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, comment down below, like, thumbs up button, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.